Hi. Today I want to tell you the story of my ex-boyfriend, which is like my best friend. At least I thought he was. Boy, was I fooled. And after him, I dealt with another narcissist. So my ex-best friend, his name is Hamish. At least I thought he was my best friend, but maybe that's why he's an ex, because he wasn't a real best friend. But so basically, and then after him, a malignant narcissist got a hold of me, which is a psychopath. And I actually think that Hamish sent him to do it to me too. Oh yeah, Hamish is a really evil person. He's a really evil man. Yeah, he tries to act innocent, but hey, don't all covert narcissists act that way? Absolutely. But I'm not going to get crazy about it. Let's just get started, okay? So let me put my glasses on, because I had my glasses on earlier when I was reading the restraining order Hamish got on me and lied on it. Okay, I had to read it all. But I'm going to put these back on because I think they feel comfortable. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to tell you the story of me and Hamish's so-called friendship. Okay, he had me fooled big time. But anyways, he was a covert narcissist, but let me just tell you the story now, okay? So, me and him met in the year of 2006, and we slowly began dating about once a week. Like I'd go to his house and watch movies once a week, and we were just friends. We never did anything. And then before you know it, one day a week became 2 days a week. After, I don't know, the first year. And then 3 days a week. And then by the time it's like a year and a half, it's like, okay, 5 days a week. And I would have hung out with him 7 days a week, but we were just friends, and he told me that he had other friends and that he wanted to hang out with this girl that was his other friend by the name of Leslie. Did I get jealous? Well, yeah, all girls do. But I got a little jealous because I wanted him all to myself, right? I wanted him to be my husband. But just never worked that way because he was probably never ready to do it for real. And by the time I was ready, he didn't want nothing to do with me. But we're not going to get into that right now, okay? So anyways, like I said, by year 2, we're hanging out like 5 days a week, and he told me he had another friend named Leslie, and he told me they were just friends. I said, oh, she's not your girlfriend? Like, y'all aren't like doing the do? Y'all aren't having sex? He said, no, we're just friends. I said, okay. So he would hang out with her on every Tuesday night for Chicken McNugget nights at Chick-fil-A, and then every Friday night at the movie theater for movie theater nights. And I said, okay, go. I don't care. We're just friends. I'm not married to you. You know, and I'm the kind of girl, I didn't really like him to hang out with her. But hey, I wasn't married to him, so he was allowed to. Anyways, so every Tuesday night to hang out with her, I go to Chick-fil-A to eat all you can eat chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A. He knows I don't like Chick-fil-A, and he would always tell me, but you don't like Chick-fil-A. I'm like, you're right, I don't, so go ahead. And then Friday nights he would say, but you don't like going to the movie theater. I'm like, you're right, because I got lost in a movie theater. So that's why I don't like movie theaters after that. Okay, so, and so we'd hang out Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. And you would say, what about Saturday? Well, with Saturdays when I hung out with him, I only got to hang out with him every other Saturday because he told me he would go to his mom's house every other Saturday. I just found that kind of weird because most men are not going to travel all the way past Daytona every other week to go to their mom's house. So I think he was just lying to me and telling me that he was going to his mom's house when really he was going to Leslie's house. That's all. But he could have told me, but he was lying. He had to lie a lot. And he would always tell me Leslie's just his friend, and he said, I ain't got nothing, I'm not going out with her that way. Like, I'd never have sex with her. Like, she's fat. This is when I was skinny. And I'm fat now, of course. I did it on purpose, but we're not getting into that. basically, I said, are y'all having sex? Is she like your girlfriend? Is she like your lover? He said, no, I would never have sex with her. I don't like her like that. I said, really? Because she looks like the kind of girl that would want to get it on, if you know what I mean. And she just looks like the kind of girl that would want to have sex. She just does. You could ask anybody I know that's seen her. They all say, oh yeah, I wouldn't trust her around my husband. Everybody tells me that when they see her. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the way I felt too. And so, even though he wasn't my husband, but I didn't believe him when he said that they were just friends. But he would never just come out and tell me that they were going out, like he liked her, like romantically, like he really liked her. He should have, because now they're together. But he should have just told me the truth. He should have said, you know, he would always, let me just go back. He would always mention her name all the time. He'd always say, Leslie, 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 like that. Okay? And I would get jealous. I would say, shut up. Quit mentioning her name. I don't like her. Stop mentioning her name. And so if he wasn't mentioning her name, he would always say something like, I only like blonde hair and blue eyes. I only like blonde hair and blue eyes. And I'm like, well, who has blonde hair and blue eyes? Is it that girl in the picture on your desk? Or is it Leslie? Because I would get mad. Because that's rude, talking about another girl when you're with me. Anybody knows that's rude. He knows it's rude too, and he did it on purpose. But he did it on purpose because I'd get jealous and I'd start yelling and cussing and clawing his arm. Yeah, he liked that. He liked me to get mad. He loved to see my reaction. You know why? Because he's a narcissist. And all narcissists love to see you get angry and to see you have a negative reaction. Yeah. So he did all that on purpose. He triangulated me. Well, he's here, and then I'm here. Leslie's on this side, and we're just like a triangle, you know? And Hamish knew that he was, you know, making me jealous. And he actually would do it on purpose, too. Yeah. And every time me and him were together, we'd be leaving somewhere. Like, say we went to Miami Beach, even though we didn't. We'll just say we went to Disney World. Okay, say we went to Disney World. On our way out of Disney World, guess who would call? Ring, 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 ring. I said, who's calling? He said, oh, it's Leslie. I said, oh, don't answer the phone. He says, I have to. I said, no, you don't. Don't answer the phone. He says, no, I'm going to answer the phone. I'm going to answer the phone. I said, okay. So that went on the whole 6 years we were together. Like every time we'd go somewhere and we'd like leave the place, guess who would call? Ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding. Who is it? It's Leslie. It's Leslie. She's always calling. Every single time we went out somewhere, she would call. Like after we were finished, just like she had a GPS on him or something. Or maybe they were texting. He was texting her, I'm finished walking with Stephanie. Or something like that, you know? And so that was very fishy. You know what I mean? But he is a covert narcissist. But hey, back then I didn't know. So it was all planned on purpose. He wanted her to call. He wanted me to get mad. He wanted me to get jealous. He always talk about her when she's not around, or at least say her name. Or if he wasn't saying her name, he would say only like blonde hair and blue eyes. He would just say that to like devalue me. So his way of devaluing a woman is to make her jealous. So making a woman jealous is like the same thing as calling her fat and ugly, which I am fat now because I've gained a lot of weight. But hey, I got the lap band surgery, so I'll be losing weight. I got the lap band surgery 6 weeks ago. I've already lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks. But anyways, we're not getting onto that right now. But, so the whole time I'm with him, I'm just feeling so weird. Like, I'm so angry. He's making me so mad. Like, this one girl, like there's a picture of this blonde chick on his desk. And I said, who's that? He said, that's my ex-girlfriend, Harley. Even though that's not her name. We're just going to use the name Harley. And I said, oh, that's your ex-girlfriend, Harley? He said, yes. I said, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, why does he have a picture of her? some blonde chick, looked like a cheerleader or something. And I'm like, how did he get that girl? Oh, because she had like an 80s hairstyle. And I'm thinking, but you said Harley is like 5 years younger than me. Why does Harley have an 80s hairstyle? He says, I don't know. And I'm like, okay. So it kind of looked fishy to me. Like, I think he's lying about that girl in that picture, but I gotta believe him. Because that's just the natural thing to do, is to believe what people tell you, right? So, come to find out, later on down the road, I find out that girl is not the girl in the picture, the blonde chick, the little cheerleader. She's not his ex-girlfriend named Harley. Okay. She's a girl from high school that he went to high school with. And I kind of thought it was awkward because her hairstyle was that of an 80s hairstyle, okay? And anyway, so he just put that picture there on purpose, and he told me it was his ex-girlfriend on purpose. And he wouldn't take it down. I kept telling him, take that picture down. Take the picture. Take it down. He's like, no, no. And he did that because he wanted to get a negative reaction out of me. He wanted to make me jealous. And he did it on purpose. And then when it came to that girl, Leslie, that was his friend that he had to see Tuesdays and Fridays and lie about her every other Saturday. He would say, oh, I'm going to my mom's house on one Saturday, and not the next Saturday. I'll have you to hang out with. That was a lie. He was just lying. He was sharing me and her together, you know? I was supposed to have been his best friend, but no, that was a lie too. Because he had another best friend named Leslie. And I didn't know, but I know now. But, so he's doing all this different manipulation stuff to make me jealous. Number one, he's breadcrumbing me. You're probably wondering, what is breadcrumbing? Breadcrumbing is when a narcissist will breadcrumb you. He can breadcrumb you many different ways. And with me, he was breadcrumbing me with his time, which means he wasn't giving me the full amount of time with him that I wanted. I wasn't satisfied with the time we had together. We didn't have enough time together because he would get off of work at 6 and he'd make me leave his house at 12 because he had to go to work in the morning. And he would never let me spend the night. He would let his other friends spend the night, but he would never let me spend the night, not even one night. And he made sure that I knew, because he would let his other friends spend the night, like Nicole and this other girl, I forgot her name, and then Rob. Again, he's allowed to spend the night, but I'm not allowed to, you know. So he's showing me that he treats his other friends better by giving his other friends ability to spend the night at his house, but not me, you know. And that girl Nicole stayed for like 2 months. And he lied about her too. But I'm not going to get into that situation. But he would always breadcrumb me with his time. Always. Yep. So that's one thing he did. And he did it on purpose. That's what narcissists do. They like to breadcrumb women. You can breadcrumb a woman with your time. You can breadcrumb a woman with sex even. Yeah. Breadcrumbing is it's a tactic that narcissists use. And also with Leslie, that other girl, like he had to hang out with her 3 days a week, you know, or 2 days a week, whatever. And I wouldn't get enough time with him. Number one, he was breadcrumbing with his time. Number two, he was triangulating me in with that other woman named Leslie. And he always had to talk about her or have her call or say I only like blonde hair and blue eyes without coming out and saying I only like Leslie and I only like her like a girlfriend. And he never said that. He lied about her too. And he only did all of that because he wanted to make me jealous. He wanted to see me react in a negative way. And I would. I used to react so angry. I would get so mad that I would dig my fingernails. And I don't got fingernails. I would dig my fingernails into his arm and leave I wouldn't leave red marks, but it would hurt. And he'd go, ah! And I'm like, well, you did start it. That's called reactive abuse, by the way. It's also called narcissistic abuse. And what reactive abuse is where you provoke someone and you provoke them and you provoke them and you provoke them. And finally they react. React means to, like if something makes you mad, you start getting mad. And you start getting screaming, blah, blah, blah. That is reactive abuse, okay? And also narcissists use reactive abuse a lot. Matter of fact, they feed off of your negative emotions. That's what narcissists do. So he was doing that on purpose with Leslie. He was triangulating her in on purpose. And he was making me jealous on purpose. And it fed his narcissism, his narcissistic personality disorder. It feeds him. It was feeding him. He was feeding off my negative emotions because he doesn't know how to regulate his own. And so what did he do to me? He triangulated me in. That's one thing he did. Oh, and another thing he did to me to make me really jealous. This is so gross. One day I went in his bathroom to urinate. And after I was done, I washed my hands. And then I open up his, what is it called? Cabinet. Where the sink is, and underneath the sink, there's a cabinet. So I opened up the cabinet and there's some tampons in there. And I'm thinking, ugh, what does he have tampons? Oh, he's been hanging out with another girl. This is early in our relationship. He did that. And so, I would get jealous, but I didn't say anything. I just came out of his bathroom looking like this. And he was going, he was laughing because it made him feel good to make me jealous, because he's a narcissist, and all narcissists feel good when they make you mad, whether it be jealousy or any other negative emotion. They love it. They feed off of it. And so the whole time I was with Hamish, he was pretty nice most of the time. But a lot of the time he was very, he's shy and quiet but he was a covert. And the word covert means covered, means hidden, means on the down low. You wouldn't suspect that he's a narcissist, but he is. And yes, he does have narcissistic personality disorder. So the whole time I was with him, me and him did have a lot of fun. All but the nasty negative reactions I gave him, because he provoked me into reactive abuse. Why? Because he's a narcissist, and all narcissists do that. They can't live without it. It's called narcissistic supply. And so the whole time our relationship was pretty fun. We had so much fun together. But the bad part is when he always tried to make me jealous. Oh, and another thing he used to do, and the reason why me and his friend Rob got into a fight is because he was talking bad about me behind my back. Yeah, because when me and him last seen each other at his house, his friend Rob came to stay the weekend. Yeah, and I didn't have a problem with him. It's his house. But like I said, he doesn't let me spend the night. But I don't care. That's his house, right? And so Rob came to spend the weekend. And it's the reason because he was moving out of his house and he came to stay the weekend. And I didn't have a problem with it. But Friday night, I came over there and he introduced me to Rob. I said hi, and Rob just went and walked out, him and his girlfriend. I didn't care. I didn't think anything of it. And then they went into his room. They went into his guest room. And they went just in his guest room. That's where they were going to sleep at, right? And me and him are in his living room. And we were supposed to watch a movie, Clueless. We've been wanting to watch for a week. So finally we're watching the movie Clueless. His friend Rob goes in his room with his girlfriend. They end up having sex. I didn't care. But what happened was the girl was squealing from having sex. She was going, ah, 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 ah. She's just getting loud. Okay, and that's an understatement how loud I just did it. She was louder than that. And I was like, how am I supposed to watch this movie with all that loud noise going on? And so she kept doing it. I kept trying to watch the movie, trying to block it out, but she just kept doing it. And it was irritating me. And I went, I can't watch this movie. That girl is just too loud. I'm leaving. And so I left, and I said, it's fine. I'll just go over there tomorrow. We'll watch Clueless tomorrow. So the next day I go over there, and when we get there, his friend Rob is there, but his friend Rob is in the house, and me and Hamish are outside. And we had to do an oil change on my car. So we're outside doing an oil change. Yeah. And it was easy. It was fun. We did it. And after we got done, I said, I got to go get some food. I'm hungry. I got to go get dinner. So I drove myself to the local Wendy's. I got me a salad, and then I drove back to his house. When I get there, he's outside washing his truck. I said, I'm going to go in and eat my salad. He said, okay. So when I get into his living room, I go to eat the salad, and I go to sit down on his couch. Well, Rob is in there, and I didn't have a problem with Rob being in there. I just went in there. And when I went in there, I said to Rob, I said, oh, I'm just going to sit right here and eat my salad. And the only reason I'm eating salad is because I'm anemic, because I am anemic. And greens are good for anemia, by the way. And so I get in there, I sit down, I tell him, I say, oh, I'm just going to sit down and eat my salad because I'm anemic. That's it. I don't even like eating in front of people. But he said to me, he said, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch a football game. So what did I think? I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, I don't even know this man. Like, I don't even know him. And he's sitting there talking to me like that. That's so rude. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. I didn't say anything, but I breathed. I went, he just cussed me out. Like, why did he do that? And I'm like breathing really deep. And I said, why are you being so rude to me? You don't even know me. He said, I just told you to shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm trying to watch a football game. And I said, I paused. I didn't say nothing. I breathed. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with this man? And I breathed again. I said, why are you talking to me like that? Why are you being rude to me? You don't even know me. Why are you being rude to me? He said, I don't want to know anything about you. After everything I done heard about you, I don't want to know anything else about you. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Don't let me say it again. And I said, what did he say about me? Why are you being rude to me? What did he say about me? Why are you being rude to me? He said, bitch, you talked to one more time during the football game. I'm going to bitch slap you like the bitch that you are. I said, oh, so you're threatening me? He said, no, that's a promise. I grabbed the phone and I called the police on him because I called the police and I told him that his friend is threatening me. And then after I called the police, he got up and left. Yeah, he got up and left with his one bag and left. He wasn't staying the whole month. He was staying the weekend because he was moving. And so, anyways, after that happened, Hamish came in the house and said, Stephanie, why is Rob leaving? I said, because he threatened me. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I called the police because he threatened me, and that's why he's leaving. And Hamish, he got mad, and he said, he didn't threaten you. I said, you weren't in here. You don't know if he did or not. You weren't in here. And yes, he did threaten me. He threatened to bitch slap me across my face because I wouldn't shut up talking, because I wouldn't stop talking during a football game. And I was going to stop talking, but he shouldn't have been rude to me. And then Hamish goes, no. He said, you need to leave. I said, no, I didn't start the trouble. Your friend Rob did. He said, you need to leave. I said, listen, I didn't start the problem. Rob did. But I'll leave anyways because you told me to. If you want to side with the liar, then side with him. I don't care. And so he did. He sided with the liar. And we haven't seen each other since. We haven't talked or anything. I even apologized because I cussed him out after that on Facebook. So I did apologize for that. But, you know, he's just a liar. And he lied on the restraining order and said, she hit me. Yeah, I did hit him a few times in the arm because he would constantly make me jealous on purpose because he wanted to see a negative reaction, which is called narcissistic abuse and narcissistic supply and reactive abuse. So basically what a narcissist does is they talk behind your back. If you're his girlfriend or friend, whatever, they always talk bad about their friends behind their back. And that is what Hamish did to me, and I didn't know it. And that's why his friend Rob didn't like me. Yeah, that's why his friend Rob didn't like me, because he went out and said, Stephanie hits me. Stephanie abuses me. No, I don't abuse him. But he triggers me on purpose. It's not like he triggers me on accident. He triggers me on purpose because he is a narcissist, which live off and feed off of narcissistic supply, also known as your negative emotions. They do it on purpose because they have a personality disorder, which means they are out of order. So he lied to his friends and was saying, she abuses me, playing the victim, trying to get these people to believe his sob story, which is a lie. I didn't abuse Hamish. I did not abuse Hamish. He provoked me to get angry. All I did to Hamish was I dug my fingernails, which you see I have none, into his arm like this. And I did hit him in the arm like once or twice. And he did it on purpose because he would always make me jealous. He did it on purpose. He would always talk behind my back to his other friends. Why? Because he's a narcissist and he wanted to, what he does, what narcissists always do, they like competition. So it was me, it was Hamish, me, and Leslie, triangle. But why? He wants to cause drama. He wants to cause competition. He wants to cause jealousy. Why? Makes him feel good that two girls are fighting over him. Two girls are getting jealous over him. Two girls are competing for his attention. He's a narcissist. A narcissist is a dick with a crown. Yeah, and so that's what Hamish is. And then basically his friend Rob, when he hung out with this Rob guy and I wasn't around, he would talk shit to Rob about me. Talk shit to Rob about me. Talk shit like, oh, she hits me and she abuses me. There he goes, playing the victim. Narcissists always play the victim. They're liars and they play the victim. But why did he do that? Because he wants to cause conflict between me and his friend. That's why his friend said, when we got in the argument, he said, I don't want to know anything else about you. I don't want to know you. I've done heard enough about you to know I don't want to know anything else. So basically, Hamish had talked behind my back to his friend Rob and lied about me abusing him, because I did not abuse him. Abuse is where somebody does nothing to you whatsoever. Abuse is basically getting hit in the face, having your hair ripped out, punched in the stomach. That's abuse. Okay? I never abused Hamish, but he did abuse me. He did abuse me. That's called, what he did to me was called narcissistic abuse, and also known as reactive abuse. Yeah. So he would always pit girls against each other. He would pit his friends against me. He would talk bad behind my back. He was always playing the victim. He would always try to make me jealous with Leslie. He's just always stirring up trouble. That's what a narcissist does. And they want to play the victim like they're the good guy. He even lied on the restraining order. Yeah. And saying just a bunch of lies on there. And so I just wanted to say that Hamish is a narcissist. He's a covert narcissist, which means he was very nice. But that was fake. So yeah, I'm trying to get over Hamish. He was like the nicest man I ever met, but yet the meanest man I ever met too at the same time. But the reason why is because the kindness that he showed me, that was fake. The friendship that he showed me, again, that was fake. But all the triangulation to make me mad, that was real. And the fight between me and his friend Rob, because he talked behind my back, that was real. And, and his friend threatened me because of that. And Hamish didn't see it. He was outside and didn't see anything, but he made me leave. And I didn't even hold it against him, but he's holding it against me, even though I'm the one that was abused. I'm the one that was narcissistically abused by him. So that's why he's with Leslie, and the reason why he's with Leslie, he's been lied about her too. So I wasted all them years of my life with him, thinking one day me and him are going to get married, but what did he do? He ruined my life. I went back to him not too long ago and he cussed me out. It's because he showed me a fake character, which was a nice character, all but the narcissistic abuse here and there. That was the real him. But the nice guy persona, that's fake. So I never knew him. And then he goes to church trying to say he's Christian. And he is not a Christian. Christians don't lie, and he lies. Christians don't manipulate, and he manipulates. And out of all the things he's done, he has betrayed me, the daughter of Zion, which is the Queen of Heaven. He has persecuted me. And he wants me to believe that Leslie's better than me. No, she's not. She's not an angel like I am. And you want me to bow down to you? I'm an angel. I don't bow down to anybody but one, and that's Jesus. He's my only king. Okay? So, amen. And Hamish is not a Christian. He's nothing but a liar, a manipulator, wants to play games on you, want to make you mad all the time, wants to lie about you, wants to talk behind your back, make his friends pit against you, pit a big drama fight, because they all want to fight for Hamish. Why? Because it makes him feel good. It makes him feel like he's a king and people want to fight for his attention. Yeah, but finally I walked away because I ain't going to deal with a fake friend, and that's all Hamish was. He was just a fake friend, and every day I'm trying to heal from the abuse that he did to me, because I really cared about him as a friend. But hey, he lied. He lied to me, and he was a narcissist, and narcissists love nobody. He don't even love the girl he's with now, Leslie. The only reason he's with her is because she'll never figure him out. She'll never figure out his game. She'll never figure out that he has narcissistic personality disorder and that he is a covert narcissist. She'll never figure that out. So anyways, this is a small tidbit of my story about me and Hamish's relationship. We haven't seen each other since. And another thing, Hamish is not a Christian because he doesn't know how to forgive. The part of being a Christian is you got to do a few things to become a Christian. One, you got to practice telling the truth. And Hamish does not practice telling the truth. He never tells the truth. He lies. So Hamish is a liar. He's not a Christian. Why? He's a liar, number one. Number two, he's a narcissist. He likes to pit people against each other and cause people to react in negative ways and breadcrumb with his time and all that. And he just wants to make you jealous. And to you, you're nothing to a narcissist except narcissistic supply. And narcissists do not value truth. All they value is money, good looks, and whatever you can do for the narcissist. And toot his own horn or toot his own ego, rub his ego, whatever they call it. Yeah, that's all narcissists want. They never like truth. They can't handle the truth. So a narcissist is evil, and there's no way that a narcissist will make it to heaven because they're evil. Okay? Narcissists actually think they're God. They're not God, but they think they are. They have this godlike complex. Like they think they're God. They're not God. God is righteous, 100%. Nobody's perfect except God. But you got his children, which is like me. I'm not perfect, but I have changed my life and I have become a good person over the years. And have always been a good person compared to most people, but I don't act like that. I don't act like I'm better than people. I'm just not like that. But basically, Hamish is not a Christian. Number one, he believes his own lies. And number two, he is a liar. Number three, he likes drama and fights. And the children of God are peacemakers. Because I'm a peacemaker. I'm a child of God. Number three, I'm a forgiving person. Jesus says in his word, if you do not forgive men their trespasses, your Father in heaven won't forgive your trespasses. Amen. So being a Christian, you definitely, naturally forgive people unless they do something really bad like murder or rape. That might be a little hard to forgive. But other than that, we forgive everybody else, you know. And not Hamish. He's just a liar and a non-forgiver. And yeah, he has no empathy, no sympathy. He's actually very evil because he was like my friend, my only friend. And he sided with his other friend, which is Rob, which is nothing but a liar who threatened me. And the only reason Rob is a liar is because Hamish sat there and told him all these lies about me. And then his friend Rob lashes out at me, trying to attack me because that's what Hamish wanted. He wanted to see his friend attack me, but he wasn't in there when it happened. So Rob didn't attack me, but he did threaten me. And so I called the police, and I haven't seen Hamish since. So, yeah, I'm looking for a new man, and I know my next man will be 100 times better than Hamish and a Christian as well. That's very important to me, that a man is a real Christian, because I am a real Christian, and I don't want to be unequally yoked, you know? So, in order to be a Christian, you have to learn to tell the truth. That is the main goal of being a Christian. You've got to start practice telling the truth. And a narcissist does not practice telling the truth. And that's talking about Hamish, another narcissist. Hamish is a covert narcissist. So I just wanted to make this video and get it off my chest. Thanks for watching. Bye.